Hey, everybody. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Um, I'm sure that some of you probably had to work. I hope that you did find time to spend with family and friends and watch maybe a little football. I don't know. Um, if as you looked in the course conclusion, this is where that video is. So I guess you found it. But I was going to do some kind of jazzy, fun kind of course conclusion. Time got away from me, as I'm sure you can understand that. And so I was not able to do that. And I know that some of you have struggled greatly with this course. It is such a disservice that there is not a book for this course, a textbook. I have, as I may have said before, it's my dream to be able to, in my kind of give back, to be able to write a textbook for this course. I just don't know when that's going to happen. And it's such a long and arduous process to do that anyway. But I always say I'm going to do better with the course, and I'm not sure that I did any better with it this time. But this is what I want you to get out of this course, is to understand that when we talk about community risk reduction, we are talking about more than simply fire prevention or fire and life safety education, if you will. We're talking more than simply installing smoke alarms, which that's a part of it. All these things are part of community risk reduction. But community risk reduction is a process. It is systematic, it's targeted, it's focused on your community. It is looking at the available data in your run reports, in your EMS reports, in your service reports, whatever, and looking at your community, whether your community is a jurisdiction, i.e. a city or a county, or your community could simply be your first due territory, your service area for your station. And looking at the needs. What are the needs of that area when it comes to risk and injury? What kind of calls are we running? And how can we help these people? It's about being a community partner. It's about being involved in the community, meeting the community's needs, but also getting the community to support us. As in, we talked about equity, community equity. It's about helping our coworkers and the personnel within the department understand that it's really not just about sitting around waiting for the bell to ring anymore. It's not about putting out fires. That we have a greater obligation to our communities to help prevent or mitigate the damages that are done. Nobody's going to lose their job. It's even a greater need will be found for the fire and emergency services. It's looking at those risk issues, and it's designing interventions, not simply educating people. It's or putting up smoke alarms, looking at all of the E's, and becoming an advocate for safety in the community. It's about looking at primary prevention and secondary prevention and even tertiary mitigation efforts. It's about the implementation of those things. It's about using focus groups and making sure we're reaching our target audience, making sure we're getting results. And we do that through evaluation. I'm a big proponent of evaluation. There's probably 20 videos on there that told you that already. But if we don't evaluate what we're doing, we're never going to know if we're doing the right thing, if we're making a difference. We're never going to be able to justify our efforts. Even though we know in our hearts and probably in our head that we're doing the right thing, when we have hard data, facts that tell us that we're doing the right thing. That's what community risk reduction is about. The 5-step process is proven over and over and over. So if nothing else, take that particular document and use it. Go by it. It is a proven system and a proven process. So I know that some of you have struggled, and I think sometimes that it takes more thinking than we have time for in the semester when we're looking at our communities. And I've thought about trying to come up with a fictitious community that we all look at together, and then you apply these things. And maybe that's the better way to go. If you have thoughts, ideas, suggestions, please let me know. Because I've struggled with this course. And I think I've said before that because I'm so close to it, because I'm such a proponent of community risk reduction. But if nothing else, I hope that you have figured out that it's a process, that it is targeted, it's focused, it's not hit or miss, it's not just getting out there and showing the fire truck. It is so much more than that. If we are going to impact our communities, it's about quality of life. It's about having a vision. And each of you in your work, you were right on track with that. But I know some of you, like I say, some of you have struggled, and I see those struggles, and I appreciate those struggles because I think that those struggles happen in our jobs, not just in our courses, but I think they happen in our jobs as well. So I hope that as a result of this course that you have gained a greater insight into community risk reduction and what it takes to eliminate injuries and deaths in our community. And no one can argue with that as a goal. That's what we want, whether it's from fire or whether it's from unintentional injuries, whether it's from vehicle crashes or bike accidents or gun accidents. I don't care what it is. When we began to look at our communities in a little bit of different light and recognize that we have an answer or we have a solution or that we can make life better for the individuals that we serve, I think that's what it's all about. So I apologize. There's not a final exam in this course. I think I'm going to post a notice about that because your final project will count as that. I don't think it's fair to ask you to do all of that. So let me have your feedback. Let me have your comments. You can email me or, email me and let me know. You can throw something in the discussion if you want to. But how we can make this better and not so confusing for you. If you have any ideas or thoughts in that regard, I would greatly appreciate that. I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate your thoughts and your efforts. And what I would encourage you to do now is to take what you've learned in this course and apply it. That project that you have worked on, go do it. Sell it to somebody to do it if you're not the one that's going to do it. But at least get your department involved in your community and in these efforts. Again, I appreciate you and I thank you for what you're doing in the communities. Let me have your thoughts and comments about the course, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much.